Hey there, Angie with the Guillette Group, and today I am going to share with you everything you need to know about our weather here in Southwest Florida, month by month, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Stay tuned. This is Live Joy Southwest Florida, where you'll find out everything you need to know about living in and moving to Southwest Florida. If this is the kind of content that you're looking for, definitely subscribe to our channel. And at any time, please feel free to reach out. You can contact me at 239-246-2322. You can find us on social media, or you can schedule time with us through the Calendly link below. So just wanted to share with you what our weather is really like here in Southwest Florida. Because we live in Florida, most people know that our weather is definitely going to be beautiful. But what they might not know is that down here in Southwest Florida, we are actually a subtropical climate, and that makes us different than the weather you're going to find in the Panhandle, up in Tampa, Jacksonville, even over on the east coast of Florida. So just wanted to share a little bit of that with you, and I'm starting today from my covered space outside on my lanai, and what you'll find is that this is one of the most important spaces in your home, because your outdoor living is truly an extension of your home. So you can see we've got a zero corner slider behind us, and when it's not quite as humid as it is today, we like to open those doors up and we keep everything wide open. We use our outdoor space pretty much the entire year. So I'm sure you can see we have a TV in the background, we have a fan out here. So because we're in shade and under cover, even in the summertime when it's warm, having the shade and that fan can keep it considerably cooler than what it might be outside. So this living space is really important if you're considering moving to Florida, or even if you're just considering coming to visit. This is an area that you'll want to take notice with and make sure that you have a good covered space for you. All right, so you can see behind me, and this is something that is really critical when you're looking for a home in Southwest Florida too, is I'm sitting by our pool with our caged in lanai. So we will get asked a lot, do you really need to have a screen over your outdoor area in your pool? And my answer to you is yes, you probably are gonna prefer that. And there's a few reasons why. One, it helps keep some bugs and critters out. I mean, we are in Florida. There are bugs and there are critters, and that is just a reality of life. So the more we can do to help keep them out, the better, in my opinion. The second thing that's really nice about the cage is it actually does cut the UV rays a little bit. So I've read reports that say 30 to 40%. So those are just a couple reasons, but it is a nice, cool area. It is an extension of your home, and we spend most of our time outside here. So even if we're not in the pool, we're enjoying the hot tub, or we're watching a little TV outside under our undercover space. The beauty of this too is that we can use this part all year long. So as most of you know, our most beautiful months are definitely what we call our season here, which is gonna be the February, March, April timeframe. That is when our Southwest Florida weather truly shines. Our humidity is really low. We are in dry season during that time of year, so we have very little rain, and just abundance of sunshine. So our temperatures during those months are typically in the high 70s to the low to mid 80s, and it is absolute perfection. This is when our population increases by over 30% because everyone else wants to come and enjoy that weather too. One tip though about being here in the spring during those good months: we do get quite a bit of pollen. I mean, again, you can see when you come to Southwest Florida, we've got all kinds of things that are blooming, and we've got beautiful trees, green. So if you are an allergy sufferer like myself, you might need to be taking your allergy pills on a regular basis to help keep some of that at bay. All right, May through October. Our seasons break out a little bit differently here in Southwest Florida because of our subtropical climate. So really the end of April, the beginning of May, we start to feel the heat pick up. And the biggest reason for that is because our humidity just starts to go up and up and up. And we are pretty much hot from May through October. We're hot and we're humid. But here's the thing. You go from your house to your car, and then you've got air conditioning. You go from your car to the office, or you go from the car to the mall, or you go from your car to wherever you're going, and then you get back in the air conditioning. In fact, I find that I actually always have to have sweaters with me in the summertime because it's so cool in the restaurants. It is just cold in the air conditioning, so you go from the extreme heat to the extreme cold. The other thing about our summertime weather here is, because of that subtropical climate, is we pretty much get rain almost every afternoon. So you'll start seeing the clouds build 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, it'll start getting cloudy. We'll have usually a nice little downpour, lots of lightning here. It was very shocking to me, the level of lightning in this area. And then it stops and we have a beautiful sunset. So what I have found is that it's a little different from surviving a winter in that you still go about your day here. We know we're gonna have rainy, lightning storms in the afternoon. So you do what you need to do during the day. The kids go do their sports camps, they go play sports, and it's hot. But then you come home, and after the rain, you have a beautiful sunset. You jump in the pool to cool off. You go to the beach where there's a nice wind, and it's totally survivable. And it's just very different from being inside with gray, having to put on 7 layers of clothes, put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off. When you're in a winter, and we just so much prefer living in this Southwest Florida paradise. And I would be remiss if I did not also mention that what else comes with our hot and humid summers from May to October is hurricane season. So yeah, we do live in a subtropical climate, so we are susceptible to hurricanes, and they can be nasty. But here's one big difference that I've noticed between here and the Midwest where I grew up is we talk about the hurricane for days and days and days and days and days before it actually gets to us. We have so much time to prepare for hurricanes, determine whether or not we need to actually leave town, start getting the supplies that we need, get fuel for the generators. You have a ton of time to prepare for a hurricane versus where I came from, where it would be a tornado and it would literally just come up out of nowhere and strike and be done in 20 minutes with no warning. So both can be equally devastating, but it is nice that we do get time to prepare for a hurricane here. All right. So once we get through Halloween, which again, it's usually can be really hot here. So Halloween is a little bit different. You have to actually buy costumes earlier in the year because you got to make sure that you get lighter weight costumes. Some of the heavy costumes that we would get as kids up in Illinois or up north where they're nice and warm because it's so cold. Yeah, we don't want those here. So one of my friends gave me a tip when we first moved here to get my kids Halloween costumes really early in the season to make sure that I got costumes that wouldn't be so hot. The other thing that's interesting is you really have to consider what kind of candy you're going to get for the kids because the chocolate melts. This is our Florida problems here with Halloween, but I wouldn't trade it for anything. After we get through Halloween, we start cooling down. So November and December are definitely still warm, but what's awesome is we start feeling the release of the humidity, and we're starting to spend even more time outside without the hair getting super frizzy and sweating all the time. So November and December are really nice months. Our temperatures are coming back. They're usually in the 70s and the low 80s, and we're really noticing a cooler temperature in the morning and in the evenings. And in fact, we typically are swimming in the pool after our Thanksgiving dinner and after opening presents on Christmas because the weather is just so lovely. All right, last but not least, I left our cooler months for last. So when we come out of December, January and February are typically our coolest months here in Southwest Florida. And what does that mean? It means during the daytime, we're typically in the 70s, and in the nighttime, we're typically in the 60s, but we definitely can get down to the 50s, and we usually have a few days each year where we even get into the 40s, which is really cold for us here. Our kids don't actually have cold weather gear to accommodate for that, and it is scary for parents and for the teachers because kids are sitting at the bus stop in that weather, and we don't typically have winter coats here unless you travel back and forth up north. So that is quite cold for here, and we actually a couple times a year will get the frost warning where we need to go out and we need to cover our plants and our flowers, and where they really have to do some work in our citrus groves to make sure that our crops are protected from that cool weather. But overall, you know, it is still quite nice most of those months, even though those are our cooler months. And we always get excited because we call those our boot days, when we get nice and cold, where we can actually pull out our boots that we only get to wear a couple times a year. And in fact, typically we really only turn the heat on in our house a few times a year. So that's kind of just something that's a little different in January and February here in Southwest Florida. So now you know what the weather's like here in Southwest Florida all year long. And here's the thing, if you're thinking of coming to visit Southwest Florida, you definitely want to visit January, February, March, April. That is our beautiful, beautiful time of the year, and it is definitely our favorite from a no humidity, warm temperatures across the country, at least across here in Southwest Florida. If you're thinking of moving here, I would highly recommend that you come and visit during the summer so you can see what these rains and this heat and humidity is all about. I mean, here's the thing, hot is hot, right? It gets hot a lot of places in the summer. The difference with us down here is it just lasts a little bit longer. We would love to answer any questions you have. If you have any, you can write them in the comments below. You can catch us on social media. You can also schedule time with us through our Calendly link below, and we can have a quick conversation about any questions that you might have. And we are here to help you. If you're interested in getting a relocation guide, please text the word guide, G-U-I-D-E, to 239-246-2322.